Today marks a pivotal moment in your journey of emotional growth and transformation. Every day you choose to show up for yourself and commit to this work. You're laying the foundation for a more meaningful and empowered life. Your willingness to dig deep and confront the patterns holding you back is nothing short of inspiring. Up until now, we've delved into understanding the nature of your emotions, identifying where these patterns come from, and becoming aware of your emotional triggers. But awareness alone isn't enough. Today is about action, about redefining your responses and choosing a better way forward. Let's revisit our friend Henry, who has become a key figure in our discussions. As you might recall, Henry experienced a series of unfortunate events that began with a small mistake at work and ended with him lashing out at a stranger on the street. The incident left him feeling ashamed and confused. Why had he responded so harshly? Why was anger his immediate reaction when, deep down, he knew the situation didn't warrant it? It wasn't until Henry took the time to reflect on his behavior that he realized his outburst wasn't really about the stranger. It was rooted in his own insecurities and negative self-talk, which had been quietly simmering since his boss pointed out those minor errors. That stranger on the street simply became the unfortunate outlet for Henry's pent-up frustration. Recognizing this was a breakthrough moment for Henry. It marked the beginning of his journey to plot a new course, a journey not defined by reacting impulsively to emotional triggers, but by pausing, assessing, and responding thoughtfully. It's time to ask yourself, what would your life look like if, like Henry, you began to consciously plot a new course for your reactions? Imagine yourself in those moments where your emotions start to flare up. What if you could pause, take a breath, and respond in a way that aligns with your highest values, rather than letting anger, impatience, or fear take the wheel? This is the essence of emotional mastery. It's about choosing to chart a new path, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Think about the people in your life, your parents, your siblings, your friends, even your children. How many of them were ever given the tools to navigate emotional turbulence in a healthy way? The truth is, many of us never had these skills modeled for us. Most people were left to figure it out on their own, often falling into the same destructive patterns as the generations before them. But you're changing that narrative. You're upgrading your internal programming. Imagine how this shift will ripple through your life and the lives of those around you. Imagine how different your future relationships will be when you respond to conflict with compassion rather than aggression. When you can hold space for someone else's pain without internalizing it as your own. For today's exercise, we want you to spend some time reflecting on your typical emotional responses. Grab your journal or use the notes feature below if you prefer. Think back to the moments when you felt triggered, moments when your patience snapped, when anger took over, or when anxiety overwhelmed you. Write down your default reaction. What's your go-to response when you're emotionally triggered? Do you raise your voice? Withdraw into silence? Say things you later regret? Identify the root cause. What's really fueling that reaction? Is it fear? Insecurity? A sense of being unheard or unappreciated? Chart a new course. Describe how you'd like to respond in the future. Maybe it's taking a deep breath and asking a clarifying question instead of snapping back. Maybe it's stepping away for a moment to calm yourself. Whatever it is, write it down as your new strategy. This exercise is a powerful tool for rewiring your reactions. By putting pen to paper, you're creating a tangible roadmap for change. You're acknowledging the behaviors that no longer serve you and actively choosing to adopt new, healthier patterns. Understand that setbacks are part of this process. You won't always get it right, and that's okay. The goal isn't perfection, it's progress. If you slip up and fall back into an old habit, don't let it discourage you. Remember, your mind has been programmed a certain way for years. True transformation takes time and consistent effort. Each time you choose to pause instead of react, to breathe instead of explode, to reflect instead of blame, you're strengthening the neural pathways that support this new way of being. With each conscious decision, you're making it easier for your mind to default to these healthier responses in the future. You're doing incredible work, and we can't wait to see where this new journey takes you. Until next time, keep choosing the better path. You're well on your way to becoming the best version of yourself.